Good morning to everyone. I'm Giulia Robotti, master student at the University of Sapienza in Rome. Today I have the pleasure of presenting my research about the language of photography in the age of AI, possible integrated scenarios in the visual communication. The following study was conducted by me under the supervision of professors Michele Russo and Giulia Flenghi. I focus my research on three key questions. Firstly, is AI a natural evolution of photography or a separate process? How is AI transforming photographers' workflows? And lastly, is AI's impact temporary or will it fundamentally change the photographic process? So, in order to start the analysis, it was essential to retrace the main evolutionary stages of photography. Briefly, we start from 1839 with Joseph Niepce's first photograph. Then the 20th century was characterized by many technological progress thanks to the production of, for instance, Leica in 1925, the revolutionary Polaroid, and later Nikon cameras. The arrival then of digital photography marked a true turning point, enabling image manipulation with the first post-production software. The continuation of the timeline shows a convergence in the evolution of photography. An important date is for sure 2014 with the introduction of GAN's model, so the Generative Adversarial Network. The following year, OpenAI was founded, and from 2022 there was a rapid development of the main text-to-image tools. The analysis process of the following project consists of 5 phases. The objective of this research is to analyze whether AI successfully preserved the key aspects of image composition that identified in 4 different photographs. Therefore, in the first phase, I developed the photographic project on a specific theme. Next, I selected 4 photographs based on key image composition elements. The third and core phase involves AI experimentation with Midjourney, focusing on generating new images. The phases 4 and 5 are still in progress, and I will explore, on the other hand, the integration of AI-generated images with the traditional photography. And the last step, I will gather feedback from industry professionals. Starting in order, the project began with the choice of a photographic theme. So the following photographs depict everyday moments in a small country town in the region of Italy, Molise. From this collection, I selected 4 photographs that can be seen here bigger, and these 4 photographs will be the object of study for my experimentation. In each one, I identified a photographic criteria. So in the first one, as you can see, there will be the identification of elements, then the perspective plans, and in the third one, the perspective line, and lastly, the shadows and lights. Moving on, we start from the first photograph, that is the identification of elements, and we can find the foreground object, the out of focus subject, and then the background. On the left-hand side, there is a prompt written by me referring to the photograph above. On the right, on the other hand, the prompt was generated by the AI and described the reference image. We already noticed that there are several differences between these early results, but the prompt generated by me turns out to have many more aspects in common with the reference photograph. In these slides, you can clearly see the comparison between the following images, but especially through the different colors assigned, which elements the AI was able to preserve. So we can say that the results of my prompt were more faithful to the reference image. The following judgment, correct and incorrect or partially correct, are given from just an initial qualitative assessments. Therefore, a more detailed explanation on this will be present in the final output of the research. So moving on, the second photograph relates instead to another identified aspect, the different perspective plans in the composition of the image. So we have the first plan that represents the subject, the second plan where we can find the tree and the roof, and then the third plan where there is represents the landscape, so the background. Here again, the process was the same as in the first photograph, a first comparison between the prompt generated by me and the other one generated by AI, referring both to the source image, and a second comparison from the images obtained. Also here it can be seen that the preservation of prospective plans were partially detected by both. The first plan, red color, and the third plan, landscape, were correctly detected, but regarding the second plan there are several errors in both results. Moving on, the third reference photograph relates instead to another identified aspect, the perspective line, which in the following photo is a diagonal line, diagonal perspective, with vanishing point that is outside the image. Here again the procedure was the same as in the previous experimentation. We see the comparison of the different prompts with the actual image obtained in reference to the source image. Selecting an image for each category, it is evident that the perspective line wasn't preserved by either my prompt or the one or the AI one. I took into account three aspects: the type of perspective, the vanishing point, and the direction. Therefore, the line perspective is wrong for all generated images. Again, I want to clarify that the following judgment, correct and incorrect, are based just for an initial qualitative assessment, but a more detailed explanation will be provided in the final research output. The last photograph, however, we see the identified aspect that is the theme on lights and shadow within the composition. So here again, the comparison of the different prompts, in which in my prompt I emphasize more the aspect of light and shadows. In fact, all four results from my prompt appear with similarities to the reference photograph. In contrast, little similarity is found from the results obtained from the AI prompt. It can be seen that the prompt generated by me preserves the lights and shadow areas as in the reference image. In contrast, the image obtained by AI doesn't lead to satisfactory results. Thus, collecting all four results in the following table, we can see that the writing of prompt generated by me in many cases succeeds in capturing more the source photograph than the prompt given by the AI, but as you can see is not always accurate. So for the final conclusion, we can point out some limitation of AI as a result of the analysis carried out. The importance and study of a prompt structure for image generation is of course essential, but sometimes is not enough for obtaining a specific result. As we can analyze together, AI struggles with understanding perspective, particularly perspective lines and vanishing points, but is good at recognizing key elements that define an image. The next goals will be dive deeper into the statistical numbers of AI-generated images, aiming to confirm insights from the preliminary analysis. Then explore the potential fusion of real and AI-generated images, and then present the findings to industry professionals. With this, I conclude my presentation, and I hope I was clear in explaining everything. Thank you for your attention. Bye.